ex-lover. Tonight, he's under arrest, charged with her murder. Good evening. Early Sunday morning, police were called to an apartment on Shady Lane in Huntington, Long Island. There they found the body of Ann Kotel, a 52-year-old special education teacher. Police say that she was shot and killed by a former lover, 43-year-old Kenneth Maher. Maher wasn't even supposed to go near Ann Kotel. On May the 1st, one day after Maher allegedly menaced her with a pistol, she got an order of protection against him. The circumstances surrounding this killing are becoming familiar to authorities in Suffolk County. So far in the last year, 4 women have been killed who were under orders of protection from the courts. Police say when they found Kenneth Maher, he was hiding in the woods near Ann's house, holding a shotgun and saying that he had screwed up his life. Tonight, police say Maher has confessed to the murder and a judge has ordered him held without bond. And meanwhile, the people in Suffolk County are once again questioning the value of an order of protection. We'll talk about this issue tonight on Newsline New York. Pamela Johnston's with us. She's the Executive Director of the Victims Information Bureau of Suffolk County. Jeanine Ferris Pirro, an Assistant Westchester County District Attorney who created a Bureau on Domestic Violence and Child Abuse. And Charlotte Watson, the Chairwoman of the National Organization for Women's State Task Force on Domestic Violence and Incest. First, Newsline's Jeff Weiser looks at this latest murder in Suffolk County.
The family of the latest victim of domestic-type violence in Suffolk County is understandably upset, but not totally surprised at the violent death of their sister. 52-year-old Ann Kotel shot to death early Sunday morning at her Green Lawn, Long Island apartment.
I think that women are not protected, and I think that there has to be some change very quickly, because there's too many women being battered and murdered. And the perpetrator, it's known, and my sister said, I know he's going to kill me, and she did everything possible to protect herself. She spoke to the police several times, and it still happened, and there's no protection. And he was in psychiatric treatment, and he was out on $750 bail, and he had an arsenal of guns that they confiscated from him.
11 hours after the shooting, police found and captured her 43-year-old ex-boyfriend, Kenneth Maher, an ex-mental patient who was found cowering in this wooded area, carrying a shotgun a couple of hundred yards from the apartment where the fatal shooting took place. Tom Abraham's dad called 911 after the shooting.
Well, the windows were open in the house, so you can hear everything back there. It's real quiet around here at night. And he heard her yelling. And then he heard something, I guess, was the shots, and then a glass breaking, and that was when he called 911.
This was not the first time Ann Kotel had these sorts of problems. A little over a month ago, she complained to police that her boyfriend handcuffed her to her bed and menaced her with a pistol. Not long after that, he committed himself to Huntington Hospital and spent some time in the psychiatric unit. When he was released from that psychiatric unit, that's when Ann Kotel received an order of protection from the Northport Village Court. Kotel had obtained a protective order similar to this one. So far this year in Suffolk County alone, about 3,000 such orders have been issued, and there have been 545 reports of violations. But County Probation Director William Benjamin says for the most part, the orders do work, only that you hear about its failures, not the successes, when protective orders do help to stop violence in the home.
In those particular situations, there's very little that can be done. If somebody is bent on killing someone, they probably are going to do it whether they have an order of protection or what have you. I think what we have to do in those situations is try to intervene a little earlier and to try to be aware of these situations and encourage people to bring these matters to the attention of authorities.
Benjamin has endorsed an idea suggested by Bayshore, Long Island lawyer Richard Plotka, who is working with electronics companies to manufacture special bracelets that would be attached to husbands slapped with court orders. Bracelets that would warn wives if they are close by.
We're hoping to build up a groundswell of support so that the New York legislature will pay for the funding, or the probation departments will pay for the funding to make these things available on the market.
It seems like violence and even murder in domestic situation has been on the rise. During the 1989 Christmas holiday season, in separate incidents, 3 Suffolk County women were murdered by their estranged husbands, despite court orders directing the men to keep their distance. And now the latest case of 52-year-old Ann Kotel, a special education teacher at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School in Wyandanch, Long Island.
During the week before she was killed, when she was in constant fear of being killed, she still went to school every day and did her job well and greatly respected in the school that she works in.
It was not that long ago when victims had virtually nowhere to turn for help, but domestic violence has become a high-profile issue of nationwide concern. And while more and more women are coming forward for help, obviously some serious problems still exist. And police, prosecutors, and advocates for battered women say we have a long, long way to go before women can feel totally protected. In Hauppauge, Long Island, this is Jeff Weiser for Newsline.
We'll begin our discussion in just a moment.
If you complain about, that your husband or boyfriend or whatever it is, it takes them about 3 days to do all the paperwork, and by that time you're dead.